welcome to the Royal Calcutta Turf Club for the Calcutta races, our final day of the winter season, the 9th day of the summer meeting. The first race of the afternoon is the Snow Forest Handicap. This race for horses which have run at Kolkata, having completed the course since Wednesday, 30th October 2024, and have not won a race at any centre since that day. Rated in 1 to 26 to be run over a distance of about 1200 meters. First runner we are looking at is Magambo, who's had a start in race number 143, where was racing mostly in 5th spot and eventually finished on 5th of 6 runners. The winner here was Lahina. Magambo is by Ampere out of Veritas, the mount of Mohammad Samir. Next up we got Swift Lady. Swift Lady has been knocking on the doors, has had a couple of place efforts. Last 3 runs Swift Lady has been off the boil, but Swift Lady, who's was in 7th spot in the last start, that was in race number 156. This was over 1200 meters, was seen finishing on, eventually finished on 6th. The winner here was Trebia. Swift Lady is the mount of Imran Chisti, is drawn 2. 3 is Monarchy. Monarchy, who's had 5 starts so far in the season, started the season with a 3rd placed effort. Since then has had 4 starts, unplaced in all 4 starts since then, and last start finished on 14th. That was in race number 125 over 1400 meters. The winner was Super Sapphire Monarchy, the mount of A Prakash, and is drawn 7. We got a couple of runners. This is from race number 168, Vince Angel and Artemis Zelda. Vince Angel, who's was racing in 3rd spot for most while, eventually finished on 3rd. And Artemis Zelda, who's had a few starts in the season, started the season in earlier part in race number 22, where finished on 3rd. Over here, Artemis Zelda made some late gains to get on the board, finished on 4th of 8 runners. The winner here was UV. Vince Angel, the mount of Suraj Naridu, and Artemis Zelda to be ridden by RLJH. 5 is Amadeus. Amadeus, who's been on place in all starts so far. Last start, Amadeus tried a start to finish tactic, but into the last 250 meters started to run out of gas. Eventually finished on 4th of 5 runners. The winner here was Tender Heart. Amadeus today, again the mount of Arman Khan, has drawn 6. Finally, we got Green Pastures, earlier known as Tamar. A couple of starts in the season, unplaced in both starts. Last start was in race number 138, where Green Pastures was racing in 7th spot, then made up a placing in the dying stages of the race and finished on 6th of 7 runners. Green Pastures, again the mount of Kirtish Bhagat, is drawn 1. Second race of the day, the Cradle of the Deep Handicap for horses rate 41 to 66, rate 21 to 46 eligible, which have run at Kolkata, having completed the course since Wednesday, 30th October 2024, have not won a race at any centre since that day, to be ridden by jockeys of Indian nationality, to be run over a distance of about 1200 meters. So we're looking at 3 horses from race number 162. We got Ivanhoe, Clever Hans, and High Opinion. And Ivanhoe, who was racing in 8th spot, finished on 8th eventually. Clever Hans, who was racing in 6th spot when asked for an effort, dropped back a place, eventually finished on 7th. And High Opinion, who was racing a little wide after being a little slow out of the blocks, took the turn in 4th spot, eventually finished on 4th of 9 runners. And the winner here was Go for the Moon. Two Gimler, 3 Mighty Zo, both from the yard of Rutherford Alford, and Gimler has had 2 seconds in the last 2 starts. Here Gimler was on a start to finish mission, but was caught up very close home, missed out by a nose. Mighty Zo's had a few starts in the season. Over here was racing in 3rd spot when the race came to a serious part, finished on 5th eventually. The winner here was Superlative, who got in a 3-way photo. We move on to the third race of the day, the Toro Loco Cup, for horses rated 1 to 26 to be run over a distance of about 1400 meters. First runner we are looking at is King Roger. King Roger started the season with a second place effort in the sixth race of the first day. Since then has had 5 starts and a couple of fourth place effort, but last 3 starts nothing much to speak about. Was in a forward position into the last 200 meters. This was from race number 158 over 1400 meters, but then really ran out of gas. Eventually finished on 10th of 10. The winner was Kasha Laika. 2 Laina, 3 UV, both ran together in race number 168. Earlier start, Laina was a winner in race number 143, where got the measure of I Smell the Danger. Over here, Laina tried to make it a start to finish affair, but was caught up by UV, who was racing in second spot, was chasing the favourite home, but then got stronger as they got closer to the winning post. UV today the mount of Suraj Naidu, and Laina to be ridden by A Prakash. 5 Line Up and Collect. Line Up and Collect had a win earlier part of the season, that was in race number 13. Since then has had 4 starts and unplaced in all 4 starts. Last start was in race number 102, where Line Up and Collect was racing in 9th spot when asked for an effort, did not really accelerate, when eventually finished on 10th of 14 runners. The winner here was Lucretius. Line Up and Collect, the mount of Vinay Jaswal. 6 is Wink and a Smile. This is from the monsoon season, where Wink and a Smile had 3 starts during the monsoon season, unplaced in all 3 starts. Wink and a Smile, so running after a long break here. This start was the 40th race of the monsoon season, where Wink and a Smile was racing mostly in 6th spot, then dropped back, eventually finished on 7th of 9 runners. Finally, we got 7 Phenomenal Lady. Phenomenal Lady, who's had 4 starts since coming back, and has had a start here in race number 161, where Phenomenal Lady was in a forward position until the last 250 meters, where started to drop back, eventually finished on 4th of 4. The winner here was Cristaldo. Phenomenal Lady again the mount of Kirtish Bhagat, and drawn 2. We move on to the 4th race of the day, the Alaskan Handicap, for horses rated 41 to 66, rated 21 to 46, eligible to be ridden by jockeys of Indian National League, to be run over a distance of about 1400 meters. This is a no whip race. The first 2 runners we are looking at is from race number 116. We got Aldila and Celtic Harlequin. Aldila definitely your eye catcher. Went on a start to finish mission, and there was no looking back into the last 200 meters. Aldila, if anything, extended the margin, eventually winning by a good part of 2 lengths. And 5 Celtic Harlequin, who started the season with a win in race number 5, had a placed effort in race number 46 and in race number 83. Over here, Celtic Harlequin was slow out of the gates, eventually finished on 6th. For 3 runners, we got Go for the Moon, Wonderful, Oh My Darling. This from race number 162 over 1400 meters. Go for the Moon was definitely your eye catcher. Was in 2nd spot until the last 200 meters, where I was given the signal by the jockey and started to accelerate and did most of the work by himself. Go for the Moon won by about 3/4 of a length. 4 Wonderful, who's had a decent season so far, has been on the board. Here Wonderful was racing in 7th spot, eventually finished on 5th. And 8 Oh My Darling, who was a little slow out of the gates, eventually finished on 3rd. Super Sapphire, another horse which has been in red hot form, 2 wins from the last 2 starts. Race number 125 went over 1400 meters, got the measure of Sabar. Last start was in race number 146, the one we are looking at. Went on a start to finish mission, and eventually got the measure of the late finishing Rhapsody in Green. Super Sapphire again the mount of Suraj Naidu. 7 is Raisa. Raisa got back-to-back wins in race number 136 and 150 respectively. Last start, Raisa was really under par, was in 6th spot for most while, but when asked for an effort, did not really accelerate the way we have come to know Raisa to do. Finished on 10th of 11 runners. The winner here was K-Star. We move on to the fifth race of the day, the Royal Mandal Handicap for horses weight 21 to 46, grade 1 to 26, eligible to be ridden by jockeys of Indian nationality, to be run over a distance of about 1100 meters. The first runner we are looking at is Saranaika, who started the season with a win in race number 6. Since then has had 4 starts, unplaced in all 4 starts. Last start was in race number 94 over 1400 meters. Saranaika was in 5th spot when asked for an effort to really drop back. Eventually was eased up, and after the race it was found that Saranaika was bleeding from the nostrils. Saranaika is making a comeback in the hands of Nikhil Naidu, drawn 5. Number 2 is Three Little Words. Three Little Words had a decent start in race number 117, where it was in 3rd spot, then took charge. Eventually he had 4 lengths to spare, had a run, and during the invitation weekend in Madras, nothing much to speak about that run. Three Little Words today, the Mount of Hindu Singh, is drawn a little wide, drawn 13. 3 Extravagant Star. This is from race number 169, where Extravagant Star went over 1100 meters, was in 9th spot as they entered the home straight, tried to take the inside run but nothing came of it. Eventually finished on 9th of 11 runners. The winner here was K Star. We got a couple of runners from race number 156. Marculini. Marculini has had a decent season so far, couple of wins and couple of placed effort. Over here Marculini was racing in 5th spot, stayed on in 5th. We had number 12 Horus the Great. Horus the Great has had a few starts in this season. Perhaps this was a better start for Horus the Great, who was racing in 6th spot, then came up with a run towards the inside and got into place money, finished on 3rd behind Trebia. Horus the Great, the mount of A Prakash, and Marculini to be ridden by P Tejeshwar. 6 is Honey Cake. Honey Cake has had a very decent season so far, 2 wins and a couple of placed effort, including this start where Honey Cake was racing in 3rd spot, then a blanket finish, finished on 3rd. To Star Concept, Honey Cake again today, the amount of Arul GH is drawn 10. 7 is Embankment. The start we are looking at is from the monsoon season, where Embankment had a win in earlier part of the monsoon season, then couple of unplaced effort, including this start, which is from race number 39 during the monsoon season, where Embankment was in 7th spot, made up 1 place on the wide outside, eventually finished on 6th of 7 runners. The winner here was Light Fantastic. 8 is Memphis. Memphis had a win in race number 87, since then a 4th placed effort in race number 112, 2nd in race number 136, race number 150 was in 4th spot, then came up with a run, but Raisa was a little too speedy for Memphis, who did the next best thing, finished on 2nd. Memphis ridden by Arbab, drawn 14 of 14. 9 is Cristaldo. Cristaldo has been placing in a couple of starts, and the last start Cristaldo went on a start to finish mission in the hands of Suraj Naidu and practically made it a 1-horse race, won by a distance. Cristaldo today, the amount of Kirtij Bhagat is drawn 7. 10 Kind of Magic. Kind of Magic had a start after a long break. This was in race number 7, T1, where Kind of Magic went on a start to finish mission, but as heads turned for home, started to slide back through the field, eventually finished on 13th of 14 runners. The winner here was Into the Storm. Kind of Magic today, the amount of Vivek G is drawn 8. NRI Fantasy. NRI Fantasy has had a few starts in the season. The start we are looking at is from race number 166. The last start NRI Fantasy had was in 7th spot. Not really accelerate when asked for an effort. Stayed on in 7th. The winner here was Chili Lady. NRI Fantasy today, the amount of R Manish is drawn 6. Thirteen is Tender Heart. This is from race number 167, when the bottom class Tender Heart was in 3rd spot and started to accelerate into the last 200 meters. Got the measure of Maiden Heaven. Tender Heart today, the amount of Mohammad Samir is drawn 3. 14 is Happy Morning. Happy Morning was a very impressive winner of race number 111 over 1100 meters. Last start, Happy Morning left all its chances at the gate. Was a little slow out of the gates, took the turn in 6th spot, but the early exertions perhaps took a toll, and Happy Morning eventually finished on 6th of 10 runners. The winner here was Raisa. So we move on to the 6th race in today's card, the Police Cup, the final feature of the season for horses rated 61 to 86, rated 41 to 66, eligible to be run over a distance of about 1200 meters. First up, we got 3 runners, La Dominate, Rodrigo, Dr. Doom. This from race number 165, where we had La Dominate, who was racing in 4th spot, then came up with a run down the center and got involved, eventually finished on a very close 2nd. We had Rodrigo, who was racing in 2nd spot. When asked for an effort, Rodrigo did not really accelerate, if anything, dropped back, eventually finished on 6th. And 7, Dr. Doom, who was racing in 3rd spot, dropped back a place, just missed out the place money, finished on 4th. The winner here was 1000 Words, who made every poster winning one. 4 is Sir Baffert. Sir Baffert has had wins back to back in race number 95 and race number 41 respectively. Last start, Sir Baffert came wide of the track after taking the turn in 6th spot. This was in race number 152 and eventually finished on 3rd to Raffaello, who has gone on to win 3 races in this season. Sir Baffert, the mount of Imran Chisti. 5 is Kasha. 8 K-Star. Kasha was a winner in race number 74. Since then has been second in the last 3 starts, including over here, where Kasha started to move late in the day and just missed out. Finished on a long neck 2nd to K-Star, and K-Star, who was racing in front, held off all and sundry, eventually won the race by a long neck. The mount of R. Ajinke today is K-Star. 6 is Superlative. Superlative had a few starts before finally coming good in the last start, where Superlative got into motion into the last 200 meters, and perhaps the most interesting race, nose separated the first 3 runners, and Superlative just came out on top. Today the mount of Mohammad Samir is Superlative. We move on to the 7th and final race of the season, the Angeles Handicap for horses rated 21 to 46, rated 1 to 26, eligible to be ridden by jockeys of Indian nationality, to be run over a distance of about 1600 meters. First up, we got 5 runners. This is from race number 72. We got Flomi. Flomi raced a little wide throughout, took the turn in 3rd spot, then dropped back to 8. And we had 2 Multistara. Multistara was in 8th spot, had to really fly home and got into place money, finished on 3rd. We had Annette, who had a choppy race, eventually finished on 7th after taking a turn in 7th spot. We had 7, which was Fortune Warrior. Fortune Warrior at one time looked like he's going to pull this off, apart from the late run by Zambezi, and Fortune Warrior did the next best thing, finished on 2nd. And 10, Dubai Prince. Dubai Prince was in 4th spot, stayed on in 4th. 4 is Rhapsody in Green. Rhapsody in Green was in 4th spot. This was in race number 146. Rhapsody in Green took the turn in 4th, then started to move towards the inside and had to bridge down the gap, but it was a little too late. Finished on 2nd to Super Sapphire. Rhapsody in Green, again the mount of Ankush, who claims 4 kilos off. 5 is Don't Stop the Music. Don't Stop the Music, who's had a couple of starts. First up, won a race in race number 131 despite drifting out. Last race, Don't Stop the Music also started to drift out. Finished on the extreme outer rail, finished on 3rd. Today again the amount of Pete Trevor is Don't Stop the Music and drawn 5. 6 is Veneno. Veneno, who's had a few starts in the season over the longer trips. This start was in race number 154. This was over 1600 meters. Veneno took the turn in 3rd spot when asked for an effort in a clustered finish. Finished on a closer 4th. The winner here was By the Book. Veneno, the mount of R. Manish, today is drawn 10. 8 is Sporting Trainer. Sporting Trainer has had a decent season, has won a race and has been placing in other races. Last 2 starts, Sporting Trainer has been slow out of the gates. Last start, took the turn in 7th spot, then came up with a big run on the wide outside and eventually got into 3rd spot in the money place. The winner here was Trillionaire. Sporting Trainer today the mount of Hindu Singh and in drawn 9. The final runner we are looking at is The Presence, was a winner over 10 furlong in race number 60. Since then, a couple of placed effort, went over 2,400 meters, finished on 3rd to Good Deeds. Last start over 2,000 meters was in 4th spot, then started to warm up in the late stages of the race and bridged down the gap to Tusaw, but nevertheless finished on 2nd. Presence is by Multitude out of Southern Fantasy. So that's the lineup for the day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Good luck and see you at the races.